So let me consider a graph, something like this. So a vertex 1, correct? So vertex 1 and vertex 2 and vertex 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. So let me have it vertices something like this. So if you see over here in this example, if I consider 1 as a starting point, okay, from 1, I will move to 2, correct? From 1, I will move to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 7. Okay, so 3 to 7, 7 to 6, 6 to 4. I cannot come back to 4 to 5, correct? Because we know all the vertices should be visited once. Okay, so let me try with another one. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 1. But I have missed for the seventh one, so this is also not possible. So try it out. This graph, whatever which is given here as an example, is not, or it does not form a Hamiltonian cycle. So this does not give us a Hamiltonian cycle. So this is one possible condition over here. Okay, one possibility in case of Hamiltonian cycle. So you can have a graph which does not give an Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, consider another example. Okay, consider another example, something like this. So 1, 2, I have another vertices 3, 4 and 3, right? So let me have edges between this, and 5 and then 6. Okay, now if you check it out, consider again 1 as a starting point. From 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 5. But I cannot come back to 6. There is no way. Correct? So again from 6 I cannot go back to 1 or something like this. So there is, even in this graph, it is not possible, or there is no possibility of creating a Hamiltonian cycle. So one point you should remember over here is there is a point, this 3, correct? So this 3 is nothing but a mediator, right? Or it is the center vertices between this set and this set. Only this is a single connector, correct? So you call such vertices as something called articulation point, correct? So this point or these vertices, you call it as an articulation point. Am I clear now? Okay. So these vertices, whatever which you can see, 5 and 6, you call it as a pendant vertices. Okay, it is called as pendant vertices. So if a graph which have a pendant vertices, you cannot form a Hamiltonian cycle. So that is one observation you all should make a note of it. Okay, is this is clear? So what is an articulation point? What is a pendant vertices? It should be clear for you all. Is this is all clear? Okay. The other condition is the graph should also be connected one. Say for example, if you have graph something like this, 4, 5, something like this, correct? So this graph is not connected, so you cannot form a Hamiltonian cycle. So you cannot form a cycle. So this is also one more condition. Is this is clear? Fine. So now let us consider one example and try to solve this example using to get a Hamiltonian cycle. So let me have a graph something like this, right? So which connects to this, 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 and this. Okay. So this is a given graph. As I already told, we need to form a first step is we need to write the adjacency matrix for this given graph. Okay. So let me write the adjacency matrix for this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You all better know what is an adjacency matrix. Till now we have dealt with all these things, correct? So 1 to 1 there is no connection, so it is 0. 1 to 2 is there is a path, so I can write 1. 1 to 3 is there is a path, I can write 1, correct? So 1 to 4 I can write 1 because there is a path. Similar way from 1 to 2 to 1, 0, 1 and 0, correct? So 3, 1, 1, 0, 1. And if you see from 4 I can connect 1, I can connect 3, I cannot connect 2 and 4, correct? So 1, 0, 1, 0. This is a adjacency matrix. Now what you should do here is, initially I will take, as I already told, it is the output is in terms of an array, correct? So there are 4 vertices, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Initially I'll write this array with the vertices, initial 0, 0, 0, correct? Which means there is no path existing. And we all well know that the algorithm, the backtracking approach will work with a state space tree, correct? So So let me start with 1. So the same way I can write it here. So let me start with 1, remaining all will be 0, 0, 0, correct? So this represents the first initial node, correct? The starting node is 1. Consider starting node is this the starting node. 1 is a starting node. Am I clear now? Fine. Now what you should do? Then go for the next index in the array. So put the possible vertices. So it will work in an increment order. So first I will check with 1. Okay. Can I repeat 1 again? No, because each and every vertex should be represented only once. Correct. Each and every vertex should be written only once. So what can I do now? Can I write 1 here? It is not a correct option. Correct. Writing 1 is not a correct option. So I will not write 1 here. So what is the next alternative? Yes, I can write with 2. Is 2 is possible? Yes, it is possible because there is no repetition over here. Correct? So no repetition. So I can write 2 here. So even in a graph state space tree, I will represent 2. So go for the next index. Check for the next possible alternatives. Can I write 1 here? No, not possible. Can I write 2? Not possible because it is already existing. 2 is already there, which should be visited only once. Can I write 3 now? Yes, 3. I can write 3. Along with this, you should also check is there is a path from 2 to 3 in this. Is there is a path from 2 to 3? Yes, there is a path from 2 to 3. Check with this. So this is also a possible one. So you can write it in a state space. So this is also possible. So this is also possible one. Go to the next index in an array. Check for the first possible alternatives. 1, it's already there. 2, can I write 2? It's already there. 3, can I write? It's already there. The next remaining option is 4. Along with writing 4, also you should check whether there is a path from vertices 3 and 4. Yes, there is a path existing from, you can see here it is 1 here, correct? So 3 to 4, there is a path existing. So this is a correct option. Yes, there is a path existing. Now can you check this is a correct solution? You can check, you can tell this is a correct solution only if there is a path existing from the last node to the first node. What is the last node here? It is a vertices 4. Correct, last vertices is a 4. There should be a path existing from 4 to the starting node. So from 4 to 1 is there is a path existing? Yes, it is 1. Correct. So there is a path existing. So this is the correct solution. So what is the first solution we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and from 4 to 1 I can have a path. Correct. So this is one possibility. Now go to the similar way. You know how backtracking works. Backtracking works by going back. Correct. So here we got a solution. So should I stop here? No. Go back. So go back here. What is the next possibility? 4, which has already been done. Correct. Okay. What was the values which were there? Just a second. So what was the previous? Values which currently there in an array? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. So what is the values which is currently there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So can I write 4 here? Because it's already done, it's not possible. Again go back here. So 3 is done. Correct. So 3 is done. What is the next possibility? What is the next possibility if 3 is not selected? The next possibility is 4 here. Correct. So instead of 4, because it is not possible, I will represent this with 0. Instead of going from 2 to 3, I will check whether I can go from 2 to 4. Is there any path existing from 2 to 4? No, it is 0. So this is not a correct solution. Am I clear? So you cannot write 4 over here. So instead of 4, I will represent it with 0 because I need to go back. Correct. So here this option is not correct. So I should go backtrack. So go back again. So other than 2, what is the other possibility? It is 3. Correct. So instead of 2, I will write 3 now. Instead of 2, I will write 3. So 1, 2, 3. Correct. So 1, 2, 3. Is there any path existing from 1 to 3? Yes, this is a correct option. So go back. What is the next possibility here? We have done with 1, 2, and 3. So here, can I write 1 here? No, it's already existing. Can I write 2 here? Yes. Just check 3 to 2. Is there any path? 3 to 2. Yes, there is a path. So this is also correct option 3 to 2. So I'll write 2 here. Next, go back to the next vertices. It is 1, 2. Can I write 1 here? No, it's already existing. Can I write 2 here? No, it's already existing. Can I write 4? 3? Not possible. Can I write 4? Now you should check it out. There should be a path from 2 to 4. Is there any path from 2 to 4? No. So this is not a correct option. So even you kill this, because from 2 to 4 I cannot add, I don't have a path. So you kill this. So this is also not correct. So what should I do? This should also be erased, correct? Because it is not a correct option. So what should I do now? So I'll just left out with 1 now, correct? So this is 1, remaining all is 0, correct? So this here we are at this state now, correct? So 1 and remaining all is 0. Now 2 is done, 3 is done. What is the next possibility you can do here? It is 4, correct? So write 4 here. Check whether there is a path from 1 to 4. Yes, there is a path from 1 to 4. Okay, this is correct option. Next, go to the next vertices. Next vertices over here. Can I write 1? No, it's already existing. Can I write 2? Just give a try. So is there any path from 2 to 4? Not, it is not there. So this is not a correct option. Correct? So this is not a correct option. So next remaining possibility is what? 3. Can I write instead of 2? I will write 3 here. Okay. So I will write 3. Is there any path existing from, I should check it out. Is there any path existing from 4 to 3? Yes, 4 to 3, there is a path existing. So this is a correct option, 4 to 3. Correct. So this is fine. Go to the next one. So can I write 1 here? Not possible. Can I write 2? No. 3? No. Sorry, 2 I can try, right? So is there any path from 3 to 2? Yes, there is a path. So this is also correct option. What is the last condition you should check? Is there a path existing from the last vertices to the starting vertex 2 to 1? Yes, there is a path existing. So this is also a correct solution. So this is one set of solution we got. Next set of solution we got is 1, 4, 3, 2, and again back to 1. Correct? So we have done with all possibilities. 4 also we have done. Is there any other vertices left out? No, right? So we have done with 2, 3, and 4, no other vertices. So this is a state space tree for this graph. And we got the solution 1, 4, 3, 2. So one solution we got. Previously also we got one solution. Correct? So this is how a backtracking work for Hamiltonian cycle. Are you getting the point here? Is this clear? So how did you get this Hamiltonian? How did you solve this Hamiltonian cycle problem? So how did you write this state space tree? Correct. So if you have any doubts, so please let me know. Even we will discuss the same thing in today's lab. So that was the 12th program. So we'll discuss in detail. So after this class, just go through this once. Fine. So now let me go through the algorithm here. Okay. So let me just start with an algorithm. So what does this algorithm talks about? So you need to have an Hamiltonian cycle. So what is this next value here talks about? So next value is this algorithm. This is basically to find the next vertex. Correct. So if x of k is equal to, this is next value, something like your bounding function also you can say whether to stop or not. Correct. Okay, if x of k is equal to 0, then return, which means have you done with all the, I mean, there is no other vertices left out. If it is 0, so you are just returning, just return from the algorithm. If you have reached all the n vertices, so what you should do, you should write that as a result. For example, in the previous, while solving the example, we saw, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we have done with the last vertex, that is n4, we are stopping there and we are printing that as a result. So correct, no? So that is what is your k is equal to n. Else call this, correct? Else call this. So I can give this example. So 1, we are done with 2, we have done with 3, we have done with 4. Correct. Suppose if you are at this stage, in a state space tree I'm talking about, suppose if you are at this stage, you have done with some solution. Correct. So I need to check, is there any other vertices left out? So yes, 3 is left out. So I should increment the vertices value and again call the Hamiltonian cycle again for this also. Correct. This is clear? This is clear? So what is the variable k? Variable k will keep track of the number of vertices. Initially, it has been assigned with 0. Correct? Because we know backtracking, it is not basically for a single solution, alternative solution. So you need to check for all vertices. Correct? So that is why this. So it is a recursive algorithm. You should remember this. Fine. So in this algorithm, there is another function which we called here, that is the next value of k. So as I already told, next value of k will do what? Next value of k is basically to check for the bounding function. So what are the bounding functions were there? I told there are three conditions, correct? So what was the first condition? First condition, you should check whether the vertices, whatever I am dealing with now, is already existing in an array, is already present, correct? So that is for the first one. For example, so I was writing an array, something like this, correct? So now before filling the next, before checking for the next vertex, I was checking whether this 2 is already existing previously. Why we need to check this? Because each and every vertex should be visited only once, correct? So it should not be there should not be a repetition over here. So that is one condition. Second condition, second bounding function or a constraint over here is, once if you reach to the last node, okay, once if you reach to the last node, you should also check from the last node, is there any path from to the first node, correct? From the last node, is there any path existing from the first node? Because we know that this is a cycle. So cycle means the starting, again we should go back to the starting point from the last node. So that is also one more condition you need to check, bounding function, correct? So the third one is, whenever you are selecting some vertices, there should be the path existing between that vertex to the previous vertex. That is the next condition. So you need to keep track of, you need to keep checking your adjacency matrix if there is a one, correct? So if there is a path, correct? So then only you can consider that particular vertex in our solution. Is this is clear? So these condition is being considered under bounding function. So each and every bounding functions has been represented in this particular function. I already told next value function is basically used to check the bounding functions, correct? So how many bounding functions we have here? 3 bounding functions. So correct. So if you observe, the first statement over here in this function deals with the next vertices. So initially we are at the kth vertex, so next k plus 1 vertex, correct? So that is why we are using, we are representing in a first, what we are writing in a first statement. Next statement, if it is equal to 0, which means we have done, which means there are no other vertices left out. So then just return to the calling function. Is this is clear? Fine. So the next if loop, if you check it out, what we are doing over here is we are checking whether it is already existing or not. For example, if we are writing 1, 2, correct? So at the next position in an array, we want to write the next vertices, correct? What we are doing, I was explaining you that, can I write 1? No, it's not possible because it is already existing, correct? So can I write 2? Because it is already existing. So can I write 3? No, it is not existing, so that can be selected as an option. So this condition is represented with these if loop. So if you observe clearly, we have g of, that is a graph, so g of x of k minus 1, that is a previous vertex and the current vertex, correct? So what we are doing, we are checking the comparison operation. If you see here, x of j is equal to x of k. We are checking whether it is already existing or not. If it is already existing, break, don't consider that particular vertex, correct? So what is the last condition over here? The last condition here, we need to check whether there is a path from the last vertex to the first vertex, correct? From the last vertex to the first vertex, whether there is a path existing. How are we checking this? If j is equal to k, so j represents the current vertex which we are dealing with, and k represents the last vertex. So current last vertex, and j keeps track of the first vertex, correct? So j is 1 now. Yes, j is 1 now. So it is keep track of first vertex. So if k is less than n, so what is n here? N is the number of vertices. In our example, we have considered n is equal to 4 vertices, correct? So what we are checking, if k is less than n, correct? So for example, if we are dealing with vertex 3 is less than 4, or okay, 4, if you get 4 is equal to 4, which means we are at the last. We are at the last vertex. So what we are checking here, if you observe g of, that is a graph of g of x of n, comma x of 1. X of n is what? The last vertex. X of 1 is what? The first vertex. Okay, we are checking if these both are equal or not. I mean, sorry, if there is a path existing or not. Correct? If it is not equal to 0, what is the 0 represents here? We know in an adjacency matrix, if you have 0, which means there is no path. If there is 1, which means there is a path between the vertex I and j. Correct? So the same way we are using here. So that is why we are comparing it with 0. If it is 0, which means um, if it is not equal to 0, which means there is a path existing. So you can consider this as a correct of the bounding function and then return this. So this is how Hamiltonian function will work. Is this is clear? Fine. So let me start with one more. Let me take one more example and let us try to solve this. How will we get the Hamiltonian cycle for the given graph? So just take this example and solve. So just take this example. So graph G.